Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's Pick a Pile reading is all about your financial future. There are 3 piles for you to choose from. From left to right, we have piles 1, 2, and then 3. Once you have picked your pile, head to the timestamp for it in the description below. Hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. Let's jump right into it. This card kicking off your reading tells us that connections are going to play a big role in your financial future. We're not talking about forced networking or fake social climbing. This is about real, mutually beneficial relationships. People who respect your grind, who bring something to the table, and who see your potential even when you're still building. Whether it's business collaborations, job referrals, or just someone dropping knowledge at the right time, these alliances are key. Now, this doesn't mean everyone around you is good for business. Be sharp. Trust isn't automatic, it's earned. But you are being nudged to open up just a little more to the idea that you don't have to build everything completely solo. Someone out there is already holding a piece of the puzzle you've been trying to solve. Pay attention to who's showing up consistently right now. There's also a reminder here. Don't be too proud to accept help. You might think you're supposed to carry the full weight of your financial future on your back, but that's just not sustainable. You're not weak for needing others. You're smart for using every tool at your disposal. Lastly, keep an eye out for people who light a fire under you, not just financially, but mentally. Energy is contagious, and partnerships that make you feel more focused, more driven, and more creative, that is gold. Don't overlook those just because they don't come wrapped in a fancy business suit. This card shows a bit of a mismatch in how you're managing your resources. Money, time, maybe even energy. Reversed, the Queen of Pentacles can signal someone who's either too focused on the grind and losing the bigger picture, or who isn't grounded enough in practical decisions. You might be spending on things that give the illusion of progress instead of actually building toward it. It's also a hint that your work-life balance might be out of whack. If you're burning yourself out just to try and make it, you'll lose the spark that keeps your vision alive. Financial success isn't just about stacking cash, it's about building something sustainable. Get real about what's draining you and what actually is feeding your goals. This card also calls out a need to check your relationship with money itself. Are you in scarcity mindset, constantly worried that there's never enough? Or maybe you've become too rigid and scared to invest in something that could level you up. Either way, it's time to get back to center. Respect the grind, but don't become a slave to it. There could even be someone in your circle who's affecting your financial energy, maybe someone irresponsible with money or dependent on you. Don't let other people's chaos bleed into your stability. Protect your space. Now we're seeing a bit of a wake-up. The Four of Cups reversed is like coming out of a mental fog. You're starting to notice opportunities again. Maybe before you were too deep in your own stress or dissatisfaction to recognize what was being handed to you, but now your head's starting to lift. This shift matters. You're getting ready to engage again. Where you might have been emotionally checked out, uninspired, or just plain tired, you're now beginning to feel that itch to act. This could look like finally following up on an idea, revisiting the conversation, or saying yes to something you previously ignored. Still, be cautious. Don't leap just because you're bored. Make sure the opportunity really lines up with your values and goals. Reversals often hint at instability, so you're still getting your footing. Be curious, but stay smart. The emotional layer is key here. Your motivation is starting to return, and that's a big deal. When your drive comes back online, things start moving. Don't ignore this internal signal. Even small action steps can create momentum, and that's exactly what you need right now. This is where things get personal. The reversed Ace of Cups shows a block in emotional fulfillment. Maybe you're chasing financial stability, but your heart's not fully in the path you've chosen. Or maybe you've been pouring into others, family, friends, and business, without filling your own cup first. It's a warning sign that burnout could be creeping in. You're being reminded that your emotions do play a role in your financial health. If you're operating from emptiness, your decisions will reflect that. It's okay to admit you're not feeling as inspired or emotionally connected to your goals as you'd like to be. On a practical level, this could also relate to disappointment, expecting a new job, a deal, or venture to feel more fulfilling than it actually did. That doesn't mean you failed, it just means you've outgrown something emotionally, and now it's time to pivot or reconnect with what truly excites you. This card also says, Don't suppress what you're feeling about your finances. If there's frustration or grief there, acknowledge it. That's how you move through it. Emotional clarity will help you make sharper, more aligned money moves. Here we hit a bit of a frustration point. The Page of Wands reversed is all about false starts. Big ideas that don't take off, or enthusiasm that fizzles before it goes anywhere. You might be dreaming up something new financially. This could be a side hustle, a switch, maybe a bold leap, but there's hesitation or scattered energy. You're either doubting your potential or trying to do too many things at once and not sticking the landing on any of them. That's not a failure, it's just a sign that your vision needs structure. Don't just wait for the right time, create the right conditions. Every passion needs a plan. Another interpretation is that you're looking for a spark externally when you need to be the one to ignite it. Stop waiting for perfect circumstances. Start testing, start building, even if it's messy at first. Direction will come through action. There's also a bit of impatience here. You might want fast results, but this card says slow down. Ground your ideas before you launch them. The fire's still there, you just need to control it so it doesn't burn out before it takes shape. Finally, some real forward movement. The Six of Swords upright tells us that you're starting to leave behind the mental chaos or emotional stress that's been clouding your financial path. This is progress, not loud or flashy, but steady and deliberate. You're transitioning out of survival mode and into strategy mode. Maybe you've made some tough choices recently, like walking away from a job, changing your environment, or shifting your priorities. These decisions are starting to pay off, even if the results aren't fully visible yet. The key with this card is emotional detachment, but in a good way. You're starting to let go of what wasn't working without the guilt or drama. That is power. It means you're ready to make choices based on clarity, not crisis. This card also confirms better conditions are ahead. You're not out of the woods yet, but the hardest part is behind you. Keep pushing forward, stay focused, and don't drag the past into your future. The boat is moving, so stay on it. So here's the deal. Your financial future is definitely in motion, but it's asking something from you. First, open yourself up to the right people. Real partnerships can accelerate your growth, but only if you're willing to engage. At the same time, you've got to get grounded in how you're managing your energy and resources. The Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Ace of Cups reversed are both flashing warning lights. Don't burn out and don't lose sight of what actually matters to you. That middle stretch of the reading shows a turning point. You're beginning to shake off emotional stagnation, starting to notice opportunities again, even if you're not totally clear on how to act on them. The Page of Wands reverse says that you've got potential on deck, but it needs direction, not daydreaming. And with the Six of Swords closing us out, that is the confirmation. You're moving in the right direction, you've outgrown some of the chaos, and even though the journey ahead still takes effort, you're heading toward more peace, clarity, and alignment. The bottom line is, get your footing, stay consistent, and lean into the people and paths that actually support your growth. The abundance isn't just possible, it's already in motion. You just have to meet it halfway. That's what I'm getting for pile 1. If this resonated for you, please let me know in the comments, and of course, like and subscribe. See you next time. Hello pile 2, welcome to your reading. Let's jump right into it. This oracle card sets a powerful tone. Destiny is about alignment. Things happening not just because you planned them, but because they needed to happen. This doesn't always feel smooth or easy. Sometimes destiny pushes you through discomfort, setbacks, or flat-out chaos to get you where you're supposed to be. Right now, this card is telling you that something is already in motion behind the scenes. Even if your financial situation feels uncertain or like you're stuck repeating the same patterns, bigger forces are at play. That doesn't mean sit back and do nothing, but it does mean you're not as off track as you might think. Pay close attention to recurring themes, moments of synchronicity, and gut instincts. If certain ideas, people, or challenges keep circling back in your life, it's not random. Destiny tends to knock more than once. And one last thing, this card is also about timing. You might want fast results, but destiny works on its own clock. Your job right now is to align your choices with your values and stay open to redirection. The universe might not give you what you want in the moment, but it's guiding you toward what you need long term. This card brings in some real tension. The Seven of Swords is often about deceit, strategy, or even self-sabotage. Someone might not be playing fair when it comes to your finances, or you might not be fully honest with yourself about what you're doing or avoiding. This is the kind of energy where you need to ask yourself, where am I being too clever for my own good? Maybe you're cutting corners, hiding stress, or avoiding a necessary conversation or decision. Or maybe someone in your space is saying the right things, but acting in a way that drains you or blocks progress. There's nothing wrong with playing smart, but when strategy crosses into manipulation or denial, it costs you. This card wants you to face something head on instead of trying to work around it. Avoidance doesn't pay long term. On a more internal note, this might also show up as imposter syndrome or fear of being seen. You could be downplaying your goals or not speaking up about what you really want financially. That's another kind of theft, stealing your own shot before it even has a chance. Don't do that. Step into your vision, even if it's uncomfortable. This is damage control mode. The Tower reversed suggests some kind of shakeup that has already happened, or is trying to happen, but you're resisting it. Maybe it's fear of change, fear of losing stability, or just sheer survival mode. But avoiding the fall doesn't stop the rebuild, it just delays it. There may be an outdated structure you're clinging to, whether it's a job, a lifestyle, or even just a mindset around money. The truth is, it's already crumbling. You're just trying to hold it together with duct tape, and deep down, you know that. But here's the upside. A reverse tower gives you a chance to soften the blow. You can still make this transition smoother by being honest with yourself and taking some action now. Face what's unstable and start making adjustments on your terms before life does it for you. This moment is not about punishment, it's about release. Something in your financial life isn't meant to come with you into the next chapter, and the longer you resist that, the harder the landing. Be brave enough to rebuild. This one stings a little. The Five of Pentacles is financial hardship, plain and simple. It's that feeling of being shut out, unsupported, or left in the cold, literally or emotionally. If you've been through a recent loss, job, income, or security, this card is validating that struggle. It is real, and you're not imagining it. But here's the thing. This card also shows up when you're so focused on the problem that you're missing potential help around you. There is a way through this, but you have to be willing to ask and to reach out and maybe shift perspective. Pride can be expensive, and so can isolation. Also, don't underestimate how much your mindset shapes this phase. If you're constantly telling yourself that you're stuck, broke, or behind, you're reinforcing that story. You don't have to lie to yourself, but you can start telling a better version of the truth. You can say, I'm in a hard season and I'm working my way out. This card isn't the end of the road, it's a low point before things start rebuilding. But you have to stop pretending everything's okay if it's not. Get real, get support, and get moving. That is how you climb out. Now we're hitting on mental overload. The Knight of Swords reversed is all about rushing in too fast, speaking without thinking, or chasing the wrong thing with too much intensity. You might be trying to force a financial solution, but it's not grounded. Or maybe your communication is reactive, saying yes to the wrong deal, pushing too hard, or burning out from trying to control everything. This card asks you to slow down. Yes, action matters, but direction matters even more. If you're moving fast just to feel like you're making progress, you might be creating more problems than you're solving. Slow, strategic steps are more powerful than wild sprints. It can also point to frustration. You want results yesterday, and you're getting impatient. But rushing right now could sabotage the bigger picture. You're being challenged to pull your energy inward, recalibrate, and focus on clarity, not chaos. Lastly, be careful who you're listening to. The Knight of Swords reversed can also mean bad advice or impulsive voices influencing your decisions. Stick to what aligns with your long-term vision, not what sounds flashy in the moment. This card confirms what we've been circling around. The transformation is stuck. Death reverse shows resistance to change. You're holding on to something that needs to go, and it's stalling your financial evolution. Whether it's a habit, a fear, or even a specific goal that no longer fits you, you're trying to drag the old into the future. That is not going to work. But this isn't a defeat, it's a checkpoint. The universe is saying, you can't keep going like this, and honestly, that's a gift. Something new wants to begin, but it can't until you close the door on what's expired. This may feel heavy, but it is necessary. Think of it like cleaning out a house before you move. You can't take everything with you. Some stuff has to be left behind. And once you do that, you free up space for something way better. The key here is courage. Letting go takes strength, not weakness. And this card is challenging you to be bold enough to step away from what's draining you, even if it's familiar. So for this pile, your reading is a wake-up call. There's some real struggle energy here, betrayal, resistance, financial stress, but underneath all of it is a deeper message. You're not off track, you're being rerouted. Destiny doesn't hand out the easy path, it gives you the one that transforms you. Right now, you're being asked to face hard truths. The Seven of Swords and Tower reversed want you to stop avoiding the inevitable. The Five of Pentacles says you're in a low moment, but there is help if you're willing to ask for it. And the Knight of Swords reversed with Death reversed both confirm, slow down, refocus, and let go. This is not the end, it's the clearing before the breakthrough. The moment you stop resisting and start realigning, things will shift. You've got what it takes to come out stronger, but you've got to face what's broken before you can rebuild. So that's what I'm getting for pile 2. If this resonated for you, please let me know in the comments, and of course, like and subscribe. See you next time. Hello pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's jump right into it. This oracle card is all about endurance. It's a reminder that your financial future isn't just about numbers, it's about resilience, mindset, and inner power. You may be in a season that's testing your patience or forcing you to dig deeper than you'd like, but this card confirms you can handle it. Spiritual strength is quiet but steady. It's the kind of energy that keeps showing up even when the results aren't immediate. If you've been wondering when things will finally click into place, this card says keep going. You're not being blocked, you're being built. There's also a message here about boundaries. Sometimes strength isn't about just pushing through, but about knowing when to say no. Not every offer, request, or side hustle deserves your energy. Protect your peace because you're going to need it for what's coming. Lastly, don't downplay how far you've come. Even if your bank account isn't where you want it, your mindset, vision, and grit are way stronger than they were a year ago. That is real progress, and it's going to pay off. The Three of Wands reversed shows some frustration about the future. It's like you've been putting in the work, but not seeing the results you expected. Maybe things aren't expanding the way you thought they would. Delays, missed opportunities, or even just the sense that you're stuck waiting on something to shift. This card can also reflect hesitation. You've got ideas, maybe even a plan, but something's making you hold back. It could be a fear of failure, lack of clarity. Either way, you're not fully launching, and that's holding your abundance hostage. There's also a bit of impatience here. You may be trying to force a timeline that's just not realistic. Reversed, this card says adjust your expectations, not your goals. Expansion is possible, but you need to get clear on what's actually in your control right now and what needs time. You're not off path. You just might need to recalibrate how you're approaching the next steps. Focus on progress, not perfection. It's okay if your vision shifts along the way. It's still yours. This card brings a breath of fresh air. The Page of Cups is creativity, emotional openness, and that spark of inspiration that reminds you why you started. Financially, it might not be about some big windfall right now. It's more about reconnecting to a sense of purpose or excitement around your work or other projects. This is the kind of card that says, try something different. Experiment, pitch a new idea, or maybe follow that weird gut feeling. Don't be afraid to be a little bold or out of the box right now, especially if what you've been doing has felt dry or draining. There's also emotional healing here. If past disappointments or failures have made you shut down creatively, this card is a soft reminder that it's safe to try again. You don't have to go in all at once. Just take one step that feels aligned with something you enjoy doing. Let this be a permission slip. Not everything has to be serious or perfect. Sometimes financial growth starts with curiosity, not certainty. Follow the energy that feels light. That's where your next opportunity might live. Now we're talking real abundance. The Ten of Pentacles is long-term wealth, legacy, and solid financial stability. This card suggests that even if you're not there yet, You're on the path to something lasting. Not just quick wins or temporary relief, but true, rooted success. This could involve family, inheritance, or building something that lasts beyond just you. If you've been thinking about long-term investments, business ownership, or setting up financial systems for future security, this is your green light. There's also a reminder here about community. You don't have to build your legacy alone. People who share your values, whether that's family or your friends, can be a huge part of that vision. Don't isolate when you could be collaborating. And if you're wondering whether all the effort, the stress, and the sacrifices are worth it, this card is a clear yes. Keep pushing, because your effort is building something bigger than you realize. This card is asking, are you listening to your own intuition, or are you drowning it out with noise? The High Priestess reversed means you're possibly ignoring that inner voice, especially around money or career moves. Maybe you're second-guessing yourself or relying too heavily on outside opinions. You may be dealing with information overload. Too many opinions, too many conflicting strategies, and not enough space just to feel out what's right for you. Cut the noise, get quiet. Your gut knows what the next move is, you just need to hear it. There's also a chance that you're hiding something from your others or yourself. Maybe there's a dream or idea you're not fully owning yet, or maybe a truth you're not ready to face. But financial growth demands clarity, and sometimes that starts with self-honesty. Don't overlook your instincts. Even if you can't explain it logically, if something feels off or if something feels deeply right, pay attention. This isn't just business, it's personal, and you should trust your radar. This card is all about patience, investment, and payoff over time. You've planted seeds, and now the universe is saying don't dig them up just because they haven't sprouted yet. Growth is happening, you just can't see all of it right now. Financially, this is a great sign. It means your efforts are building something real. Maybe it's slow, maybe it's not flashy, but it is sustainable. Keep showing up, because you don't need overnight success, you need consistent movement in the right direction. This is also a good time to reassess. Not everything you've invested in may be worth continuing. Trim the dead weight, double down on what's actually working, and give yourself permission to pivot if you need to. Most of all, this card reinforces the theme of spiritual strength. It takes serious inner discipline to keep going when the results are delayed. But you're not working for nothing. Your harvest is coming. Just keep watering what matters. So pile 3, your reading is all about quiet strength and long game thinking. You've been putting in work, maybe with fewer results than you had hoped, but this spread says the payoff is real. The 3 of Wands reversed shows that where you're doubting the vision, but the 10 of